In our previous lesson, we learned how plants capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy through the light reactions of photosynthesis. We discovered that these reactions occur in the thylakoid membranes, where water molecules are split into oxygen and hydrogen ion. Oxygen is released, and energy rich molecules like ATP and NADPH are produced. But what happens next? How do plants use this energy to create the sugars they need for growth? That's where the Calvin cycle comes in. Today, we will focus on this essential process which occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. Unlike the light dependent reactions, the Calvin cycle doesn't require sunlight but relies on ATP and NADPH to drive the conversion of carbon dioxide into organic molecules. Let's explore how this cycle forms the foundation for life by producing sugars that sustain plants and the organisms that depend on them. Almost all life on Earth is solar powered. As we discussed in the past lesson, plants capture light energy from the sun and convert it into chemical energy in a series of reactions called photosynthesis. Plants produce glucose from simple building blocks like water and carbon dioxide from the environment, and in the process, plants release oxygen. Photosynthesis nourishes almost the entire living world. Photosynthesis is a set of chemical reactions in which light energy is converted to chemical energy. Light energy enables the movement of electrons from molecules that donate electrons and accept electrons. But which molecule? Water is the first electron donor. The carbon in carbon dioxide is the ultimate electron acceptor. Carbon dioxide combines with other molecules to form glucose or carbohydrates, such as a 3 carbon sugar called G3P. Carbohydrates are used to make other organic molecules that plants use to grow and as a source of energy to fuel their lives. An important byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. We are going to zoom in on a cross section of a leaf to have a closer look at the center of action for photosynthesis. A leaf has many different types of cells, such as mesophyll cells, epidermal cells, and vascular bundles. Most cells in the middle of a leaf contain large numbers of chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are the organelles where photosynthesis occurs. Carbon dioxide from the air enters the leaf through small pores called stomata on the outer cell layer. Oxygen formed during photosynthesis also exits the plant through the stomata. The plant transports organic molecules produced in its leaf cells to other cells via the plumbing system found in vascular bundles, which are xylem and phloem. Let's take a closer look at the chloroplast, the organelle where photosynthesis takes place. We know that photosynthesis occurs in two main stages, the light reactions and the Calvin cycle. These two processes take place in different regions of the chloroplast. The thylakoid membranes house the light reactions, while the Calvin cycle occurs in the surrounding stroma. Let's quickly recap the light reactions. Light energy drives the formation of ATP and NADPH. Water molecules are split during this process, releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, the Calvin cycle, which occurs in the stroma, uses the ATP and NADPH from the light reactions to convert carbon dioxide into organic molecules, including the sugar G3P. This process helps the plant grow and increase its biomass. ADP and NADP plus are recycled for use in the light reactions. You may have heard the Calvin cycle referred to as the dark reaction or light independent reaction. However, the term dark reaction can be misleading. While the Calvin cycle does not require direct sunlight, it depends on ATP and NADPH, which are produced during the light reaction. Since these energy carriers are only generated when light is available, the Calvin cycle typically occurs during the day. This is why light independent reaction is a more accurate term, emphasizing that while it doesn't use light directly, it is still closely tied to the light dependent reaction. Since we already discussed the light dependent reaction yesterday, we will now focus on the Calvin cycle itself. It occurs in the stroma, the watery clear fluid surrounding the thylakoid, and can be broken down in three phases: fixation, reduction, and regeneration. In the first phase, which is the carbon fixation, carbon dioxide from the air is incorporated into organic molecules. Three molecules of carbon dioxide react with three molecules of ribulose biphosphate or RUBP, forming six molecules of a three carbon molecule called 3-PGA. The enzyme Rubisco catalyzes this reaction. In the second phase, which is reduction, the three PGA molecules from the phase 1 or the carbon fixation are energized by 6 ATP and 6 NADPH, converting them into G3P. One molecule of G3P exits the cycle and can be used to form other organic molecules. In the third phase, or regeneration, the remaining five G3P molecules as the product of phase 2, along with ATP, are used to regenerate RUBP, allowing the cycle to continue. Notice that in the Coven cycle, the energy from ATP and NADPH produced in the light reactions is used to generate one G3P molecule from the three carbon dioxide molecule. G3P, the net product from the Coven cycle, can be used to generate other organic molecules such as sucrose or starch. Sucrose produced by leaf cells is transported through the vascular bundles to other parts of the plants, like stems and roots. Leaf cells can also sometimes form starch for long-term energy storage. Overall, the molecules generated by photosynthesis provide fuel and building materials that allow a plant to grow. Globally, photosynthesis produces an estimated 150 billion metric tons of carbohydrate per year and is responsible for the oxygen in our atmosphere, making it one of the most important chemical processes for life on Earth. To wrap up today's lesson, let's quickly review the key takeaways. The Calvin cycle is the second stage of photosynthesis and occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. It has three phases: phase 1, the carbon fixation; phase 2, reduction; and phase 3, regeneration of RUBP, for the cycle to continue again. ATP and NADPH from the light reactions power the cycle, allowing carbon dioxide to be converted into G3P, which can form glucose and other organic molecules. Now, I'd like you to think about this. If photosynthesis plays such a crucial role in sustaining life on Earth, what do you think would happen if plants suddenly stop performing this process? How would that affect not just plants, but humans and other organisms as well? I want you to reflect on this as we close today's discussion. Great job for today. Thank you, everyone.